Hello and welcome. This is Honeysuckle bringing you the player update for the Minecraft Hardcore Challenge for May 2017, Episode 4. And this time I'm just going to go in order of the way I watched them. Starting off, we have Java Dad. He set off exploring for cows and even treated us to a little singing. Then he tried luring the cows home during the night. If you want to find out if he was able to do it or not, go check out his episode. Next, we have Scody Garbitas. He emerged from underground and headed back to the village, grabbed some trees, raided the village, before heading back underground looking for diamonds. Dragon Feathers. She did some trading with the villager, put up more walls around the village, added a leaf roof over her garden, and then went caving during the night. Next, we have Dark Age Man. He sailed off into the ocean, or river. But he kept following the river and finally did find his ocean. He did some night fishing and finally landed, finding a roofed forest. It's also one of my favorite woods. Next, we have Grandma's Gone Gaming. She finished the wall around her villagers and let the villagers out to explore. Now that they are safe and sound, she did a lot of terraforming around, cleaning up paths and stuff, and is going to make a couple of the houses into two-story buildings because of the way they were generated. Next, we have Baker Bell. She is still traveling along the river looking for pumpkins, but she did finally find a plains. It has cows and pigs, and it's next to a hill, so her hilltop bakery is still looking good. She went fishing at night, gathered seeds, and found some chickens also. Next, we have Felonious Wizard. Still playing his role play as a mole. He expanded his indoor garden, started building a mouse trap outside, and he dug out a home for his grandma. Now, we did miss half of his episode. I believe something happened there, but we did at least get to catch up with where he's at. Next, we have Dadcraft in the Mrs. Dadcraft skin because he was playing offline. He worked on the walls and an arch entrance of his graveyard. Then he went caving looking for diamonds. Next, we have Tim Obert, Captain Hook 5150. He checked the village, gathered resources, wandered out in search of sugarcane. He did find his way back home, then back down to his mines, all the way down to bedrock to figure out his Y level to begin mining in earnest. So he should start his next episode looking for diamonds. Next, we have Outfoxed. He worked on his garden, did a lot of work on his house before heading back underground for the night, where he was ambushed by so many zombies. If you want to see how he handled himself, go check out his episode. Next, we have Greg C96. He headed above ground, lured a sheep into a house, tamed a wolf, went caving. He did make his way back home during the night, but then decided to head back out to the cave he found, but first had to gear up and get ready to leave the village in the morning. I believe he's planning on abandoning the village for bigger adventures. Next, we have See Bubba. Sick but dedicated to recording his video. His voice was a little scratchy, but he persevered and gathered a bunch of wood, did some farming, and then dropped into a cave to explore. Next, we have TSG Gaming. He worked on his base, revamping the village, the hut that he had claimed, and he spent the whole episode just working on that, getting it looking very nice. Next, we have John Fowl. He worked on the foundation of his house, gathered some wood, planted some giant spruce, and worked on the path and tunnel to the village. Block Samurai. She terraformed her garden, made some piggy friends, and I think that's all I have on that one. I ran out of notes. I thought I was turning the page there. But let's see, I just watched that one. So yeah, she did a lot of work on that. She has grass growing up very nicely. Did some really nice work on her gardens, those raised garden beds up on either side of her stairway. And she is, I think, planning on making her little shelter in the next episode. So we'll see how that looks. And I really like the way those raised gardens look, so take a look at her episode and see how that looks and what you think of it. So that will be it for this episode. There's a couple of people that did not record episodes yet. I am one of them. Fighting a migraine pretty bad today, so I just won't be able to concentrate on gameplay. And in fact, I won't even have any background video for this episode player update. I do apologize for that. Just, yeah, migraine suck. But hopefully we'll be back to doing that on the next update, and I'll have my episode out hopefully soon. And until then, we'll see you next time. Bye.